James Burke was the chief executive officer of Johnson & Johnson, who faced numerous death cases from cyanide-laced Tylenol poisoning in both 1982 and 1986, and the write-off of Technicare from the company. This presentation analyzes James Burke's ethics on his decisions and provides suggestions to what he should or should not do in facing both situations.
From our ethical analysis, J&J's reaction was considered to be ethical. By using virtue, J&J showed its responsibility by recalling both Tylenol capsules in 1982 and 1986. James Burke showed courage by recalling the products, which portrays good character that protects consumers from further deaths. From the utility side, J&J was able to mitigate the negative reaction of the public towards the company by ensuring that it can still be trusted. Overall, potentially saving many lives as well as the fact that financial losses were inevitable in this case, the net benefits of pulling the drug definitely outweigh the losses. In terms of human rights, J&J were able to provide people with the access to use and guarantees the safety of their product in order to improve their life, making the decision ethical. The cases were proven that J&J was not at fault, and the company was solely focusing on providing Tylenol that benefits a lot of people. And in terms of justice, J&J is considered to be unethical. Burke took advantage when customers sympathized with him after the poisoning incident. This wouldn't be fair for the customers, especially having them unbeknown to his motives. Burke acted on his behalf without concerning stakeholders to avoid further losses on J&J's side.
Also occurring in 1986 was the sale of Technicare to GE. While J&J were contractually obligated not to sell, customers were sympathetic towards them due to the poisonings and waived the contracts. However, GE did not really understand Technicare's technology, and J&J also produced 100 million in imaging sensors that had already been ordered as part of the sale. Ethically, we found this to be an immoral thing to do. In terms of virtue, J&J displayed high levels of selfishness by using the sympathy of the customers to get out of contractual obligations. Additionally, the 100 million in imaging sensors were only produced to push sale through, which does not demonstrate good character. When it comes to utility, while Technicare's sale benefits J&J through increased profits and GE through increased market share, it comes at a great cost. Medical advancements were slowed since GE didn't understand the technology, and customers had to deal with disruptions in service. So this act once again fails to stack up. In terms of human rights, J&J was somewhat justified. As soon as the customers waived the contracts, J&J's right to property gave them the right to sell Technicare. However, the slowdown in medical advancements may have impacted others' right to safety and life. Finally, justice was not served since J&J took advantage of customer sympathy and sold Technicare to a company that did not understand the technology. This means that the brunt of the burden fell on the customers who had to deal with disruptions in service, while J&J got the majority of the benefit. Overall, since the sale of Technicare fails 3 out of the 4 ethics tests and only someone passes the 4th, we inevitably had to conclude that this was an immoral thing to do.
Johnson & Johnson's credo contains the following key passages. We believe our first responsibility is to the patients, doctors, and nurses, to mothers and fathers, and all others who use our products and services. We are responsible to our employees who work with us throughout the world. We are responsible to the communities in which we live and work and to the world community as well. Our final responsibility is to our stockholders. Business must make a sound profit. In their reaction to the 1982 and 1986 poisonings, Johnson & Johnson showed obvious care for the users of their products. The recall was an unprecedented step at the time, but that wasn't the end of their response. They issued coupons to customers who had been told to throw out their bottles of Tylenol, making the customers whole again. Their introduction of triple-sealed bottles became an industry standard, helping to ensure that the broader community would be safe from tampering. And finally, they demonstrated a responsibility to their stockholders. By taking swift action, they improved the brand image, their market share rebounded, and their after-tax income rose in the following years.
With the acquisition of Technicare, there was a chance of increasing profits, which aligns with the credo, which states the company must experiment with new ideas to provide return for its stockholders. In addition, Technicare would provide major advancements in healthcare, which aligns with the company's responsibility to its patients and doctors. But Burke made a decision to sell Technicare to protect its shareholders, even though it was not in the best interest for its consumers. Ultimately, we would not have sold Technicare right after the Tylenol poisonings because Johnson & Johnson was essentially abusing the tragedy to draw sympathy from its consumers, while in reality, the company was selling Technicare solely because they were losing money from the acquisition.